Namaste. I'm Dr. Dinan. I have my doctorate in social science research, and I'm an ICF certified coach at the PCC level. Basically, that means I study the human condition and spend a lot of time with human behavior. Long story short, I would often get the question, how do I determine my life purpose and my life meaning? And there have been plenty of books written about this. And yet I just wasn't sure that we were quite getting at the answer. I don't purport to say that I actually have the definitive answer, but I used this process I'm going to share with you, and I found my answer. So I have been studying two things that I have put together. One is Ubuntu, which is the humanistic philosophy that Nelson Mandela employed to unite an entire country post-apartheid. And the tenets include forgiveness, interconnectedness, mutuality, respect, dignity, all those beautiful things that we need to be doing in life. And then I learned about something called the red thread. Now, the red thread has different meanings in different cultures, but for our purposes, a red thread in your life can be a person, it can be a situation, it can be a poem, it can be a conversation, it can be completely innocuous at the time. But when you look back on it and thread it all together, you'll see that it actually leads you to the discovery of your purpose and your meaning. Now, it's not quite as simple as that, so I am including in this book some exercises. Some are from social work, like an eco map, a genogram. Others are coaching questions. Some are meditation practices. Some are journaling. It just really depends on where the reader is at in their awareness. And so we'll include all of that for them. But the majority of the book is about red thread stories and how you can actually look at where you are now and look back for red thread stories to understand your purpose and your meaning. So a very quick example is that I am basically a red thread guide. And when people are under the age of 18, they often have guides. So I am a red thread guide for my son. And when he was in the 6th grade, he had just been to the Culver Academy, which is a military leadership school, for a summer program. Loved it, but didn't think he wanted to be in the military. Okay, that's fine. So I go to a party a few weeks later, and this woman is talking to me about a high school. Now, mind you, he's in 6th grade, but she's like, you have to know about this high school. It's called St. X High School, St. Xavier High School, here in town. We talk for about 20 minutes, and at the end, all of a sudden I look at her and I go, I feel like I've just had a life-changing conversation. And then promptly forgot about it. Like for years, until the end of the story. Anyway, fast forward a couple of years, and I'm on my way to India. I'm in the car, my ex-husband's driving me. I look over, there's a road sign that says St. Xavier High School is having an open house the next day. I still don't remember this conversation I've had with this woman, but I look at my ex-husband, I said, can you take Brandon to that tomorrow? He said, sure. So I get to India, and this thing is really gnawing at me the whole trip to India, which, as you know, is long. And I get into my meditation, same place, same time every year, and I do a nice meditation. And then at the end, I have this sense that I should ask about Brandon's high school. And I do. And I open my eyes and look at the ceiling, which I never do, and there's an X on the ceiling. Well, if the story ended there, it would be lovely. But it goes on. So yes, he did get accepted to St. X. He did go. And in his freshman year, there was a senior that worked with the freshmen, and he was applying to West Point. So, long story short, Brandon now has an interest in West Point. I go back to India, same day, same time, sit in the same location, and I'm curious about this X on the ceiling. And I look up at the ceiling. There's not an X. There's a heart. And the story continues. So the next year, a friend of mine posts on Facebook that his son was accepted to a senior leadership experience at the Naval Academy for a week, and it's for juniors. I said, Brandon, are you interested in something like this? He said, sure. So put it in my little tickler file. The next year, Brandon applies, gets into all of the 3 academies at the time, and decides he doesn't want to go to the one at West Point because it conflicts with his 18th birthday. So we send them a note saying, thank you very much, but we will not be able to attend. 2 weeks before he's to go, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, West Point. That's what I hear. Forgot about it the next morning. Next night, same thing happens, 2 o'clock in the morning, West Point. This time I remembered. And I go to Brandon and I said, Brandon, I got to tell you about this. I said, do you think you want to change your mind? I'm not advocating for you to do it. He's like, I actually do. So we go back to West Point and we ask them if it's possible for him to still attend. And they said, we never took his name off the list. Off he goes. He has the best experience. They're calling him, and his flight hadn't even landed yet, to tell him what a great candidate he would be. And long story short, he needs a nomination to complete his application. And where did the congressman graduate from? St. X. Thank you very much.